Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex Halsey. I am the health fitness specialist at the McLean location, and I will be your instructor for today. So welcome to Push, Pull, and Legs, PPL, where every time you work out here, you got one less reason to get a BBL. All right, so I hope you guys are ready to work out. I hope you had a chance to check the description and see what we're going to be doing today. So today's class is going to be all about smaller muscles and smaller movements. Therefore, we use lighter weights. All right, so that's the title for today, lighter weights for our workout. So the first move is going to be hitting the legs. We're going to be doing a compound movement. We're going to be doing a curtsey lunge. All right, so that's the only compound movement we're going to have today. The other two moves, we're going to be working smaller muscles using smaller weights, working on smaller movements. All right, so those last two sequences, those last two moves, they're going to be a little bit easier. However, we're going to change it so that way we can still get a good little burn, but just because we're working smaller muscles here, we're not going to yield the same sort of sensation as if we were doing something like a squat or a push-up. So again, we're working on those smaller muscles, smaller movements using smaller weights to deliver our workout for today. All right, these smaller muscles and movements are just as important as our muscle groups, as our muscles that are bigger. They're just as important as those. We're just taking today to kind of give them some attention. They do need it. Maybe not as much, but that's relatively speaking. So just in case you have some struggle points with your shoulders, we're going to work on that. Just in case you have some struggle points with your posture, we're going to work on that. All right. So enough of that talking. Let's go ahead and get warmed up. You will need weights for today, so keep your water and keep your variety of weights available. And as you know, light weights, so keep those light weights available. That first move for the curtsey lunge is the only move we're going to need heavier weight with. Other than that, keep it light. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're starting off with a simple burpee step back. So bring your hands down to the floor, step back, up, reach up high at the top. Make sure you're alternating what leg you step up with. Make sure you're breathing as you get up. Do not hold your breath getting up and down here. Definitely don't have to hyperventilate either, but just want you to make sure you're cognizant of your breath. You got one more. From here, come down to cat-cow. On all fours. Bring the crown of your head towards your back. And then tuck your head under, like you're trying to bring your chin to your chest. Crown of your head to the back, chin to chest. Feel free to, if you got some music, definitely suggest throwing that on a little bit. Yes, I'll be giving verbal cues, but if you're able to just follow along with what you see, you'll be okay. One more in both positions. All right, from here, you're going to bring your right leg up. You're going to push your hips and your knee as far forward as you can get it without letting your heel come up off the floor. From here, you're going to bring your hands inside of your right foot. You're going to elevate the back leg if you can, otherwise keep it kneeling. Take your right hand, reach up, bring your elbow down toward the floor. Don't have to touch the floor, just bring it down toward the floor. Last one. And from here, you're going to stand up tall, bring that back foot up. You're going to straighten out your right leg, push your chest toward the floor. You should feel a stretch in your hamstring. Keep your back straight. Don't hunch. Back straight. Lean forward. Feel the stretch behind your thigh. Take a knee and repeat. Keep your chest leaning forward though. You should feel a stretch in your hamstring behind your thigh. Each time you come up, we're trying to straighten this leg out. And you're going to switch sides. Come back down to the knee. Left leg is up, push the hips and the knee as far forward as you can get. Hands on the inside of the left leg. Elevate that back leg if you can. Take the left hand, reach up, and push the elbow toward the floor. Last one. And we're going to come up again. Bring your right leg or your back leg up. Straighten the left leg out. Keep the back straight. Push the chest toward the thigh or the floor. Take a knee and repeat. We got one more. All right, and from here, we're just gonna do some regular body weight squats. And up. We got less than a minute, then we'll get started with that curtsey lunge. Let's go 2 more. All right, last move here. Gonna come down to your butt. Turn your fingertips to your left and your right. Roll your shoulders back and down. Elevate the hips. Bring it down. Elevate the hips. Keep repeating. Opening up the chest here a little bit. Trying to squeeze your glutes and push your hips as high as you can. One more. All right, let's go ahead and come up to your feet. Should be nice and loose here. First move is a curtsey lunge. Looks just like this. I'm going to start with my right leg. Step back and across. Kneel or curtsey. And right back up. All right, so there we go. 6.5 minutes. Let's get going. I always like to kind of do the first set just with body weight to warm up. So you can keep going right here. Show you what it looks like from the side. I'm stepping back and I'm bringing that leg across as far as I can. And I'm descending into my lunge. It's like you're greeting the king, i.e. curtsey. So try to keep your hips square facing forward. You don't want to turn your torso as you bring your leg back and across. Keep your shoulders square. All right. So we're looking for effort here, not reps. Effort in the sense that I want you to go as far as you can until you kind of feel yourself getting tired. Once you feel yourself getting tired, switch legs. Feel free to keep count. Not a problem to keep count, but I want you to focus on your effort over your the count, the number. And again, just because we're warming up, I like to take that first few sets to warm up. I don't go necessarily to complete fatigue, because I'd be lunging for 5 minutes if that was the case. Just keep your eyes up, shoulders square, and just bring that leg as far across as you can while keeping your shoulders square. Should almost feel like you're coming up on one leg. That's how you feel. You know you got yourself a good lunge. That back leg is merely there for stability and support. All right, so I'm feeling warmed up. So again, keep the shoulders square in front of you. Your hips will turn a little bit. That's okay. Grab your weights when you're ready and begin to lunge. Again, we're going until we feel ourselves getting a little tired, and then that's when we stop. Take your time getting down and up. Keep your eyes up. Ooh, as soon as I do that, I lose my balance. But we are trying to keep our eyes up. We're not trying to keep our eyes down. Reason being, Wherever the head goes, the body follows. So if you're looking down, you might not be getting as vertical as you could be. So keep the glutes nice and tight. As you come down, you should feel a stretch in your hip a little bit. And from there, squeeze those hips, come back up. We are at 3 minutes flat remaining. Keep it going, guys. Our next two moves, again, are light weights, small movements. Again, keep those shoulders square. You don't have to come all the way down to the point where you tap your knee to the ground, but just go as far as you can handle, meaning as low as you can while being able to still get up. So my right leg is my stronger leg, so it's always easier to do them on this side. I am going to keep count here, but I'm still going for the effort. There's 5, 6. Keep your eyes up, Alex. 7. That back leg is there for support. We're not really pushing off of that back leg. 9. Keep it going, guys. We have 90 seconds remaining. Whew. That was 15. It might be a little tougher getting to 15 with the left. But here we go. Again, my right leg's my stronger leg. So I'm counting so I know how many to go to with the weaker leg. 4, 5, go down just as low as you can handle. 6, try not to round your back. Keep it flat. You can keep it flat by rolling the shoulders back. 7, 8, 9. Whew. 10. We've got about 30 seconds. 11, 12. Yeah, a little bit more difficult to get to 15 on this side. 13, 14, 20 seconds remaining. 15. Now I'm just going to alternate legs so I can even it out. 16, 16. 10 seconds. You'll hear 3 beeps to let you know there are 3 seconds remaining. Okay, whew. We're done with these big weights, or whatever you consider big or heavy. Go ahead and grab your light weights. 30 seconds till we begin. All right, so simple moves right here. Light weights in the sense that we're meaning nothing greater than 10 pounds. All right, I want you to have lighter weight here, so 5 pounds should be okay. Simple lateral and front raise. You can do 1 arm at a time, or you can do 2. Lateral raise, front raise. 1 arm, 2 arms. You can do here and here. 3 options to do the same thing. 6.5 minutes. Let's go. So front raise, lateral raise. I suggest you do 1 arm at a time, so that way you can give 1 arm a rest and you can kind of keep going throughout this 6 minutes. Take your time as you move. So keep in mind, take your time. Don't care which order you go in. I don't care if you do the front raise first, then the lateral, or just looking to move. As long as you do both, it does not matter. And again, you can go front and lateral, then alternate. Front and lateral, front and lateral, front and lateral. I'm choosing to go one arm at a time because I kind of want to be able to go or move throughout this entire interval. Feel free to switch up your hand position so you can do palm down, or you can do neutral palm where your palm's facing forward here, and now your palm is facing the left here. You can even rotate. You can go neutral, neutral, palms down, neutral, palms down to neutral. Whatever floats your boat, as long as you're able to keep moving. You know your weight is light enough if you feel a burn, but you're able to keep moving. So not only are we keeping in mind to take our time, we're also keeping in mind that you want to create tension in your shoulders before you move. All right, so we don't want to have the shoulders roll forward as we move to the front or the side. We want to have the shoulders neutral. They're not retracted, they're not pulling together in the back, they're not protracted, meaning they're not rolled forward. They're neutral, right in the middle. And to create tension, what I'm doing is almost like pulling my shoulder into my body. I feel some tension in my chest, my shoulder, and my back when I do that. So create the tension, move, create tension, and move. All right? Try not to move as you create tension. Get your shoulders set before you move. So keep in mind, take your time, but also keep in mind, set your shoulders before you move. The way you create that tension is, again, imagine you are pulling your shoulder into your body, meaning I'm pulling my shoulder blades this way, all right? This way, toward each other. Create that tension, lift, lift, tension, lift, lift. All right, so take your time, create that tension, and you should have a good looking rep. We'll be working those muscles we want to work. Do your best not to shrug your shoulders and your ears as well. As you lift, pull your shoulder down. All right, so that should also make more sense given the fact that we're setting our shoulder in a neutral position and we are getting tension created in the shoulder before we move. That should help you pull your shoulders down as you move. So let's put it all together. Keeping in mind, taking our time. That's step one. Number two, set the shoulders into a neutral position. Step three, pull the shoulder down as you lift the weight. All right, that's what we got. We have less or just above 90 seconds remaining. Keep it going, guys. We're looking for a burn here, but not so much a burn that incapacitates you. If you do need to take a break, not a problem. Go ahead and do that. Whew. We have 60 seconds on the clock. Of course, take your breaks in between as you need. We're going to be going to the back after this, keeping our light weights, but if anything, you'll need to make that weight lighter for the last sequence. Keep it going, guys. Keep it going. We got less than 30 seconds remaining. Keep it up. Make sure you're setting your shoulders before you begin to move. Listen out for the 3 seconds. All right. Whew. All right. So you can use those same weights, or I would suggest grabbing something lighter. Always better to start off lighter than it is to have to, and then work your way up. Always better start off lighter and then work your way up than too heavy to work and then work your way down. All right, so what we're gonna do here, you only need one. We're gonna be doing one arm at a time, so you only need one dumbbell or one weight at a time. We're gonna be doing T's, Y's, and I's. All right, so on all fours, come out to the side, T. Come out diagonally to make a Y, and then come out straight over your head to make an I. I'm going to add one movement to that, so there's 4 instead of 3. So we'll do an I overhead and an I coming backward. So those are 4 movements. 4-way back, really. I have T's, Y's, and I's, but it's really 4-way back. We're just looking for 5 reps on one arm and then keep switching. So back, side, diagonal, overhead. There's 1. Back, side, diagonal, overhead. 2. Back, side, diagonal, overhead. 3. Whew, this is my non-strong arm, so this is hard. Again, lightweight here. We're not looking to have anything too heavy. I'm actually going to have to swap my weight out for something lighter. There's 4. I'm just getting through the first set. I should have took my own advice and started off lighter as opposed to having something heavier to start. There's 5. So again, we are coming straight back. It's a 4-way move. Your arm is straight. Straight back, out to the side, diagonal, and then straight out in front. Feel free to use both your dumbbells just to give yourself some extra clearance off the floor. So that way you're not putting too much pressure on one side. So now I've got both the dumbbells. I have some additional clearance off the floor. I think that's going to help me complete the movement with a little bit more smoothness. So here we go. Back, side, diagonal, overhead. And just like before with that first move, or that second move we did in the sequence we just finished, you're pulling your shoulder down and back as you lift. This becomes especially important once we go to the diagonal and the I. You want to keep your glutes nice and tight, and you also want to keep your core nice and tight. We're not arching the back here or here. We're trying to come neutral so it's pretty flat, and you move from there. So each time you lift, you should feel your core tighten down on itself. All right, there's 5. I'm going to get some lighter weight. Should have took my own advice. Okay. So like I said, nothing real heavy here. This move is meant to be used with a lighter weight. So back to the right hand. That's my weak side. I'm left-handed. So same thing. Straight back. Keep the back nice and flat. Keep the core nice and tight. All right. T, Y, I. Back, T, Y, and I. And just to emphasize or remind you, keep your eyes slightly elevated. Think whatever angle your torso is at, that's where you want to have your head at as well. So my torso's this way. I don't want to have my head this way. My torso's this way. I don't want to be looking up here. I don't want to be looking down. Keep your head in line with your torso. So same thing here. Keep your head in line with your torso as you move. We're not perfectly parallel to the floor, so your gaze shouldn't be directly at the floor. It should be a little bit upward, but not completely vertical. Keep it going, guys. Whew. All right. So we've got just over 60 seconds remaining. Keep it going. Take your time. Take your time. Back. So first of all, gaze is in line with the spine, not straight down, but a little bit upward. So coming back, T, Y, I. You can have your fists in the ground, you can have your palm on the ground, and I'm talking about your supporting hand. You can have your palm flat, you can have your fist down, you can have the base of your fingertips supporting you, whatever makes you feel most comfortable, go with that. Ooh. Should feel the burn from that supporting side as well. All right. Whew. Time to cool down. So hopefully you kind of were able to let your heart rate drop during that last sequence, since that was the easiest one. We were on the ground and we were only doing one limb at a time. So hopefully you kind of felt yourself come back down to set point and let the heart rate drop. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into our cool down stretches. So right here, just come down to the floor. Whew. And you're gonna sit back into child's pose. You can't bring your butt back to touch your heels, not a problem. This is fine if that's as far as you can go. Let's take your right hand, thread it under and through your left, and reach up nice and high with your left hand and push your right shoulder into the floor. And slowly come up. You're gonna switch sides. Thread your left hand under and through your right. Reach up nice and high with the right arm and push your left shoulder into the floor. coming up. You're gonna bring your fingertips and turn them toward your body. You're gonna walk your knees up to your fingertips. Straighten your arms out and lean back. Bring your butt to your heels. You'll feel the stretch in your forearm and your bicep. Once you feel it, that's where you just want to hold it. Remember, keep the triceps squeezed a little bit to help keep the arms straight. That'll help exaggerate the stretch a little bit. And you're going to flip your palm. So just flip your hand the other way. So now your palm is to the ceiling. Exact same thing. Squeeze the triceps to keep the arms a little straight. Keep most of your weight in your legs and just lean back. Once you feel the stretch, just hold it there. Don't put a lot of pressure through the wrist. We're just trying to make sure we feel the stretch, and that's it. So hold most of your weight in your legs. And relax. So you're gonna bring your right leg up. We're gonna stretch out the hamstring. So straighten out this right leg first. Squeeze the right quad. Keep the back straight. We're not hunching. Keep the back straight. Push your chest toward your right leg. Don't go past the point where your knee begins to bend. Keep that leg straight. You should feel the stretch in your hamstring behind your thigh. From here, if you want, now you can kind of reach down a little bit lower. All right, relax. You're gonna switch sides. Squeeze the left quad. Same thing. Keep the back straight. Push the chest toward the thigh. Keep that leg straight. And again, if you want now, you can kind of reach down further. All right, now come onto your feet. Got one more stretch. Just come into the quads here. So get the left foot, hook it, pull it towards your right glute. Keep that right knee bent. Use the wall for support if you need. You're gonna squeeze your left glute a little bit, as well as your abs a little bit, to kind of emphasize the stretch on the quad. Relax, switch. Same thing, squeeze the right glute a little bit and pull your heel towards your left glute. And slightly squeeze down on the abs as well to emphasize the stretch in the quad. And relax. All right, so that is our class for today. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please do continue to stretch if you need to. And thank y'all for joining me for today's class. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Holla.